Hello, 8th graders. Welcome to Hart Academy for September 12, 2016. And I'm your host, Mrs. Hart. Now, for today's homework, it is called Stem and Leaf number 1. And your first question actually looks like this. But it is after school, and I am here with Alice. Alice, the 8th grader. And Alice is already on number 2. So I'm actually going to start with number 2. So after I do number 2, then I'll do 3, then I'll do 4. Then I'll go back and do number 1. And then I'm also going to flip over the page and help you with those word problems that you have on the other side. Okay? So with number 2, it looks a little bit different because we are looking at decimal answers. But again, we always just want to put our numbers in order. If you don't like decimals, think of it like money. You see your first one is 8.7, right? That's also saying $8.70, okay? Or $2.60, and so forth. So we're going to put these in order from least to greatest, like it's money. Our lowest dollar amount is 2.1, which is $2.10. So here we go. 2.1. Actually, you don't have to put a 0 in. 2.1 and 2.10 are the same thing, right? And then your next one is a 2.2. There we go. And then, y'all have to excuse my handwriting with this mouse. You know how it goes. And then 2.2. Then I have a 2.5. Okay. And there's 2.6. There's one here and one here. So 2.6, 2.6. There we go. And then 2.7. There it is. 2.7. 2.7. And then my next highest number is actually in the 6s. Oh yeah, look at that. 6.7. And that's actually the only one that's in the 6s. So then it looks like it goes over to the 8s. So my first one in this, or excuse me, the 7s is 7.3. Okay, any more in the 7s? Any more in the 7s? 7.5 is next. So 7.5. Yeah, that looks like a 7. And that's all the 7s. So look for 8s. Oh, I see an 8. I see an 8. So that's just saying that's next because you have just $8, right? And then you have $8.10. So 8.1. And then I have, oh, there's 8.2. I'm just going to continue my line down here. 8.2. And then 8.4. 8.4. 8.5. The 8s are popular. And then 8.7. Phew, that took care of the 8s. Now my 9s. I see a 9, 9.3. Well, the first one's going to be 9 because that's just like saying $9. And then $9.30. 9.3. Huh. There it is. And then 9.5. Okay? So, now, I'm just going to make my commas in black so you can make sure you see the difference between the numbers. Because it's hard writing with this mouse. All right. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Then here, 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 and here. Ha. All right, so now let's start our stems. So with the stems, remember what I always like to do first though is I like to highlight the leaves. That's not any difference when you have decimals. So these are all my leaves are the numbers after the decimal. Sorry, that's my phone. Okay. Something else I want to point out too, though, is that make sure that you guys understand this as well. Look at the highlighter. Do you highlight? Okay. Well, check this out, though. All right. Notice the 8 doesn't have a 1s, right? It's just a whole number right here. So you can actually put that as 8.0, right? Same thing with that 9 whole number, 9.0. It's saying the same thing. Because if I want to continue with my mode of highlighting the 0 place or the 1s place, there it is. Does that make sense? I hope so. So now I'm going to put them in order. And as I put them in order, give myself a little bit more room. I'll just take these out so I don't need to look at it anymore. They're now completely in order. I got a lot of 2s. So my first one, stem, is a 2. And the first thing I have is a 2 point. I like to put my decimal in. I don't know about anybody else, but I'll actually put the decimal in. And then 2.2. And then 2.5. And then 2.6. Oh, there's 2 6s. And then 7. And that takes care of the 2s. So now my next stem is a 6, as you can see. So I like to put 6 point. I always put my decimal in. And 6.7. Look at that. That's the only one in the 6 stem for 6. I do have a few for 7. So I have 7. And the first one, 7.3. Oops. Put the 7 in there. Oops. 7.3. 7.5. That's it for the 7s. Next one is 8. Okay. Now look, remember that whole 8.0 thing I was talking about? Okay. You have to include that 0 in order for it to count. So 0. Then 1. See that? 0. Then 1. Then a 2. Then a 4. Then a 5. I got a whole lot of 8s. Then 7. Okay. Now I'm going to my 9s. So, guess what we should be putting? See if I can create just a little bit more room for the 9s. Because the first leaf we have for a 9 is a 0. Because that's 9.0. Then we have a 3. And then we have a 5. And that takes care of that entire set. All right, Alice over here celebrating. You go, girl. Work it. So now let's do number 3. So now we have number 3. And remember, I'm going to come back and do number 1. Okay. So for number 3, that was easy. Here it is. Okay. So for number 3, all right. Oh, look at that. We still have decimals. All right, we can handle that. My lowest decimal in here, I'm going to speed right through this. It should be a 25. Yeah, 2.56. So 225.6. Oh, I've got to make that smaller. That's what happens when people mess with my pens. Okay, so I have 25.6. That takes care of that one. There's no other 2s. It's going through the 3s. And starting with 38. So I have 38 point. I wish it's 38. See that? So I'm going to add a 0 there. See that? 38? 38.0. Okay. And then I should have 38.5. Then 38.7. Then 38.9, it looks like. 38.9. That takes care of that. So now it goes to 48. And the first 48 I have, 48.1. 48.1. 48.1. Excuse me, right?
Is there 2?
There's our 2, 48.1. Let's see. 48 point. No, just 1. And then, 48.3. Continue down here. 48.3. And then 48.4. 48.4. Okay. And then it should be 48.5. Yep, there it is. 48.5. And then 48.6, then 48.9, then that's it for the 40s. Now it goes into 50s. Start with 53. So 53 point, oh, it's just 53. So I'm gonna add a 0. 53.0, right? And then 53.5. Okay, then 53.7. And our last one, 53.8. Woo-hoo-hoo. My hand's all cramped up from doing that.
Are these your earrings? Is this 9?
Probably on the floor.
Is this 9?
What, the 38.9?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so there's 125 decimal here, 25.6. Let's take care of that. And then you did 38 point. Did you put the 0? You go, girl. Look at you. She's shy. Don't want to be on the camera, but she's ahead. She already, got that done. Sup? That was Logan. Okay. So 38.0, then 38.5, then 38.7, then 38.9. Did you get that? 0579? Good girl. There it is. So that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone. And then now I'm into 48s. So I got 48.1, 48.3, 48.4, 48.5, 48.6, 48.9. Told you go? Yes, you did. Look at that. And 49. So my next number is 53. Did you get 53 as your next number? Yes, you did. And 53.0, which is regular 53. Remember, 50.3 and 53 are the same thing. So, and then we have 53.5. Then 53. We get 7. Actually, just looking at her sheet as an answer key.
Sorry if I'm wrong, guys.
7. It's not. I can see it. It's good. So, and then 53.8. Boom. There it is. Number 3 is done.
Got the wheel of death.
All right, the last one. We are no longer decimals. Well, this is number 4. Then I'm gonna go back and do number 1. So all we have to do is order these, and our smallest number actually begins with a 36. So it's 366. Or there's 365 in here. 300. Yeah. Where's that? Oh, it's the last one. Okay. So 365 and 366, 369, 365, 366, 369. Okay. And then I have 523, then 526, 528, 528, okay. And then it goes 645. Now I'm in the 70s. Oh, look at the 700. 700 is next. 700, okay, cool. So 645, then 700. See, I'm wondering if people are going to know how to graph that or to plot it, right? And then we're in the 8s. So I have 834. 834, that's it. Then in the 900s. So 950. 950. Okay. And then the last one is 953. Voila. Alrighty, so this video only has about 30 seconds to it left, so I'm going to stop here, and then on the next video, we shall do this stem and leaf plots.